The R1 multifunction meter features a color liquid crystal display using thin film transistor technology, where each individual pixel is controlled by a separate transistor. This provides great resolution and allows very fast changes of the display. The meter can be set to street mode or race mode. The default background color is black at night and white during the day, which is based on the ambient light getting to the photosensor on the meter face. The photosensor also varies the overall brightness of the display in both day and night modes. The background color can be changed to have white at night and black during the day, or you can have both white or both black. Every light and indicator on the new R1 uses LED technology: the headlights, taillights, turn signals, even the license plate light. There are no incandescent light bulbs on the R1 or R1M. On the meter face, there is a neutral indicator LED, controlled by a neutral switch in the transmission, same as most other models. But the new R1 also has a new gear position sensor, which controls the gear position display. There is a stability control indicator, which replaces the TCS light. The stability control indicator will come on when the traction control, lift control, or slide control systems are activated. There's a headlight high beam indicator, the turn signal indicator, and a programmable shift light. The warning lights include fuel level and ABS, a combination engine or vehicle system warning light, and an oil pressure or coolant temperature warning light. While the engine is running, the oil pressure coolant temperature warning light will come on in two situations: if the oil pressure is too low, less than 2 psi, or if the coolant temperature exceeds approximately 240 degrees Fahrenheit. The individual oil pressure and coolant temperature warning indicators in the LCD panel will also illuminate to show which system is affected. This is the photosensor for the meter display, and these two positions are not used. When the main switch is first turned on, the meter boots up, which takes about 2 seconds, and then will flash off and back on as the meter applies any settings the user has changed. During the first 2 seconds, all indicator lights will come on as a self-check. Then, when the meter applies the user settings, the flashing off and back on, the engine trouble and stability control indicators should go off if no failures are detected in those systems. The neutral light is controlled by the neutral switch, and the ABS light will go off as soon as the vehicle reaches about 6 miles per hour. The ECU is checking for signals from the front and rear wheel speed sensors, and that there are no problems found in the ABS system. The oil pressure or coolant temperature indicator will also stay on after the initial 2 seconds. Now, it's important to make sure that the oil pressure coolant temp indicator is on after the 2-second boot up time. If this indicator and the oil pressure indicator go off after 2 seconds, there may be an electrical problem with the oil pressure switch circuit, or the oil pressure switch has failed, and the system would not signal a low oil pressure problem. On the LCD panel, we see the current YRC mode A through D, and the individual power, traction control, and slide control settings. The YRC mode can be selected, and the power, traction control, and slide control settings can be changed using the left handlebar mode switch assembly. All other YRC settings can only be changed through the menu screen. The upper portion shows if the launch control, quick shifter, and lift control systems are on. If this first spot is blank, launch control is turned off in the menu. If the LCS icon is gray, launch control is on but not activated. To activate launch control, press and hold the center mode button until the LCS icon stops flashing and turns white. LCS is the only YRC system that must be activated like this. On R1M models, the current suspension settings are shown here. If one of the self-diagnostic systems detects a failure, the meter will change to error mode. ERR will display instead of the clock, and fault codes for the FI and ABS systems are displayed here, as well as the coolant temp and oil pressure warning indicators. On R1M models, electronic racing suspension fault codes would also be displayed here. Also on R1M models, or R1s equipped with the optional CCU system, the data logging and GPS indicators appear in this area. GPS is displayed when there's a good signal from the satellite, and the arrow on the data logging icon turns green when the system is recording running data. Street mode displays vehicle speed, the engine tachometer, gear position indicator, a front brake pressure graph, and an acceleration-deceleration G-force indicator. The tach display in both street and track modes is very customizable, with programmable color-changing RPM indicators and a peak RPM indicator. The information display area shows air and engine coolant temperature, 2 trip meters, a fuel trip meter, the odometer, amount of fuel consumed, average fuel consumption, and current fuel consumption in 4 display groups, which can be rotated through the display with the right-hand wheel switch. These display items are also fully customizable into the 4 groups through the menu screen. The track mode zooms in on more important data for track riding. The TAC display size is increased and starts at 8,000 RPM. The gear position display is more prominent to the side, and the information display moves over and now includes data from the manual lap timing system. The manual stopwatch and lap counter system is controlled with the passing lap switch on the left handlebar and records up to 40 laps. The current lap number and current running lap time are displayed in the main area. When a lap is completed and the rider pulls the passing lap trigger switch, the just completed lap time is displayed for 5 seconds. The lap counter timing function is completely controlled by the rider. There are no automatic lap timing functions. The CCU and GPS system on the R1M or CCU-equipped R1s have the capability to do automatic lap timing via GPS on race courses that have been properly configured using the CCU Config app, and will record 21 channels of running data. These features are fully explained in the Yamaha mobile app documentation, and all the details for the menu system are explained in a separate video.